The 10 o'clock news. Saginaw Choral Society is celebrating a big anniversary, and they are bringing back a show. Grief, Goff, Grief. Tim and Andy Grief and Stephen Goss. I'm going to be in trouble with these three, but they're going to be here anyway. That happens after the 10 o'clock news. At 11 o'clock on Focus, we talk to Mindy McIntosh from McIntosh and Associates. We have two things for you this hour. Later on, we'll tell you about a special event in Frankenmuth. But for the beginning of this hour, my guest this morning has had an illustrious career in theater, mainly with the Bay City Players, but he has been around. But the highlight of his career, unmistakably, was playing me for the Bijou Orchestra.
I bring it up all the time. I was Art Lewis at one time, and boy, that was a highlight of my career. You're right.
That voice belongs to the one and only Kurt Miller, who is here on behalf of the Bay City Players this morning. Kurt, it's good to see you.
Good morning, Art. Good to see you, too.
So, Bay City Players have a program this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think.
Correct.
Right?
We open... what's today? Wednesday. Tomorrow night. Yeah.
7:30 Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and Sunday at 3 o'clock.
We have 3 o'clock Sunday, and we got a 3 o'clock matinee. We're doing a twofer on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an added one.
Yeah.
So what's the name of this production?
It is called A Jukebox for the Algonquin, and there's a lot of history back there.
None of which that title indicates what happens in the show.
Exactly. There is a room in an assisted living facility, a senior living facility, if you will, and it's called the Algonquin Room for a reason. One of the members of that room, one of the guys who frequents it, is a fan of the old Algonquin Round Table in New York City, with the Algonquin Hotel.
Uh-huh.
Some of the best literary minds of the day hung out there between 1919 and 1929, and he often quotes them. And the playwright, Paul Stroley, was a fan as well. And this is actually a little bit of a personal story for him. He actually worked in a facility like this as a young man. And 30 years later, he said, I kind of fell in love with those old people, and I wrote a play about them. And that's where A Jukebox for the Algonquin comes from.
So these are a bunch of old folks sitting around reminiscing?
Kind of, yeah. And it's nice because the show does have old people. The youngest cast member is 29. Everybody else is 50s, 60s, 70s. But these are older,
no 80s like me.
No, not quite, not quite there yet. No, they have their usual foibles of aging. The memories, the eyes, the hip, all of that kind of thing. But it does not define their character, which is one of the reasons I was really attracted to this show.
And you're directing it, right?
I am directing it, correct. At first, I wanted to be in it, and the directorship kind of fell away at the time. So I jumped in and decided, I'll direct it instead. And I got a really nice cast. We've been working on this since literally August, and they are ready for an audience, let me tell you. We had a nice dress rehearsal last night.
I noticed in some of the material, it said warning, language and drug use.
It is.
I'm going, wait a minute.
It is, yes. Without giving too much away, they find an unusual way to fund the purchase of a used 1940 Model 1015 Wurlitzer jukebox. One of the characters is desperate to have this because it's a reminiscent thing for him. Yeah. So they all get together and find a way to fund it, which isn't necessarily kosher. We'll put it that way. So, yes, it does have adult themes and language, so if you are a little bit worried about that, stay home. But other than that, the show has some delightful moments for each one of the characters. Another reason I really like it, it's an ensemble piece. Everybody gets a chance, as we say in the theater, to chew the scenery a little bit. And it's very funny, it's very emotional, it's very moving, and it's a nice unit for people to spend a couple hours with.
How big a cast? What's the ensemble
We have
size?
8. We have 8 in the cast. You can do it with 7. One of the characters can be doubled because it's a minor character in the beginning. That young woman, I call her young, she's going to laugh at me for saying that, is Paula Johnson, who's from Florida, actually, and she's up here temporarily and sticking around just to do this show before she goes back home to do some real estate work and stuff. So a real dynamo, nice to have her. So she's playing a small part, plus she's my costumer and does a really nice job with that, too. So, yeah, we have cast members from Saginaw, primarily Bay City, but, yeah, they're from all over. We've got a retired photographer, a car salesman, a retired teacher,
Who are they? Tell us who they are.
District Court Judge Jesse Wood, Judy Thomas, who is a retired teacher, Wendell Parker, who works at one of our local car dealers selling high-end metal, Kent Miller, who is also married to Jesse Wood Miller, is in the show. He's a photographer. Paul Lutensky.
Oh, I know Paul.
Yeah, you know Paul. Very good actor.
I did Playing Against Sam with Paul at the Pit and Balcony years ago.
One of the fun shows. Yeah, I was in that one in college. I think that was about 100 years ago. Paul is in it from Saginaw. He's a retired librarian. I mentioned Paula Johnson. Ben Hansen, who's an electrician. He's the youngest member of the cast. He's playing the part that would be the playwright, Paul Stroley, who was, this is, like I said, kind of written as a memoir from his perspective. And finally, a retired state worker, Jeannie Cadena, all of those who's also very active in the Players. She often works backstage as stage manager. So I got a really good cast, and that's the secret to good directing. Find good people. It's like any business, right? Hire good people, let them do their thing. And that's what they've been doing. It's, like I said, we open tomorrow night, and on Friday night, Paul Stroley, the playwright, will actually be there for a talk back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is nice. He directed this production in Kalamazoo. We went down to see it, I think it was in April. And what a nice show. He did, of course, his show. He did a beautiful job directing it. And that's when we kind of said, okay, we really got to buckle down and do this show. It's one of those, something for everybody.
I would love to do theater. Mm-hmm. The little I've done, I mentioned Played Against Sam, and I've done love Letters 3 times,
mm-hmm.
But that's a reader.
It is.
Problem is, it takes 2 months out of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Literally. I mean,
literally.
and if you're working and you got obligations, it's tough.
It is. When you talk about community theater, it's really a labor of love. People who have other jobs or other occupations or other things taking them away from the theater have to spend extra hours every day memorizing, learning movements, all that kind of thing, showing up at the theater to do the rehearsals, plus the work on their own. So it's really a labor of love. And like I said, we have been working on this since August. We had auditions early August. I gave them a month off to go with their scripts and try to learn as many lines as they could. We came back in early September, and we've been pedal to the metal ever since.
Yeah, and that's it's wonderful because the end result is fabulous, and there's nothing. I tell people this: there's nothing like performing in front of a live audience and getting instant reaction.
Exactly. That's
nothing
the real
like
thrill of it for an actor. And there are lots of famous actors who had a love-hate relationship with their audience.
Yeah.
I heard a story once about Laurence Olivier, who used to stand backstage and break the curtain a little bit, look at the audience, and go, "Damn you," because they were trying to take everything from him as an actor, and he, of course, was one of those people who gave everything to the role. And there are lots of actors like that. Well, you go back to even athletes. Bill Russell, the famous Celtic, used to actually be sick before every game, and this was a professional athlete with years and years of experience, because the nerves were there, and that's what keeps actors sharp, is those nerves. That's what I keep telling them. So if you're not nervous, there's something wrong. You have to have that edge in order to be on.
The other thing people don't realize. You're going to do 4 shows. I would venture to say none of them are going to be copycats.
Oh,
They're
no.
all going to be different in just
They are.
the delivery and the way the audience reacts.
Audience reaction dictates a lot of what happens on the stage, and that's what we're missing. Like I said, we've been up to last night a dress rehearsal. Tonight it is invited dress, so we will have some people in the house. But once the audience starts reacting to what you're doing, it changes what you do time-wise. It changes the entire dynamic. And it's different every time. You've done theater, I've done theater. Every time the audience comes in, you don't know quite what's going to happen in terms of a reaction. A great laugh line one night might get crickets the next. You just do not know how they're going to react.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're talking to Kurt Miller from the Bay City Players and the production of, what's it called again?
Jukebox.
A jukebox. That's the word. I couldn't think of
Jukebox
that.
for the Algonquin.
A jukebox for the Algonquin at the Bay City Players in Bay City. Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7:30. There is a Saturday matinee at 3 and a Sunday matinee at 3. And we'll be back to chat more with Kurt.
My name is Angie Gouja. I've been an
We're proud that more than 20,000 veterans and people with military backgrounds have
On 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
We are back with you in studio with me, Kurt Miller from Bay City Players, where he is directing the production this weekend of Jukebox for the Algonquin. And it's, what drew you to theater, Kurt? You've been doing it as long as I've known you. You've been doing theater. I've known Kurt
about a little over 40 years.
I was going to say 40 years,
Yeah.
going back to the early days of the Cornet Ball
Yeah.
and all those things, And I will tell you this. I still have the tuxedo from you, and I can still wear it.
I used to have one. I dropped a little weight a while ago, so I traded it in. So I'm going to have to get a new one. Jukebox for the Algonquin is one of those shows, like I said, is got a little something for everybody. And the basis for this, the Algonquin Hotel in New York City, with the Algonquin Roundtable, I mean, some of the members of that were the best literary. We are still quoting them today. Other than Harpo Marx, who didn't say much.
Yeah.
He was a member,
Beep, beep.
but yeah, exactly. But Dorothy Parker, who's one of my favorite quotes from her is, in the morning I get up and brush my teeth and sharpen my tongue. And Alexander Wolcott, everything I like is either immoral, illegal, or fattening. So there's lots of those kinds of quotes that still show up in conversation or somebody wants to make a point. I just saw one the other day from Tallulah Bankhead, of all people, and older people might remember her as an actress. She died in 1968, I think. But one of those low-voiced women with great delivery. Yes, and she apparently had met someone she had in a relationship with years later, and the guy was standing there, and she looked at him and said, "I thought I told you to wait in the car." So it's that kind of wit that was part of the Algonquin.
It's funny
Roundtable.
you mentioned Harpo Marx not saying much. There's another guy in the industry who doesn't say anything at all when he's on stage. That's Teller from Penn and Teller.
Yeah.
If you ever hear him interviewed, you will find out he is one of the most brilliant, well-spoken people you've ever heard.
I have heard him speak, and you're right. He is one of those guys.
I just sat there going, what?
He does some acting gigs every once in a while
Yeah.
where he actually has to speak.
Yeah,
so,
he does. It's really unique. Any trouble finding people wanting to be in the theater these days?
It's funny. There is a new generation, and I'm really pleased to see it. We have some really dynamic young people coming in to take leadership positions at Bay City Players and to be on stage. A friend of mine just directed Oklahoma this past summer, and we must have had, 40 cast members, a lot of young people sharing their talents with us. Of course, when school starts, a lot of them go back to school, and we lose them. But that's the dynamic that you need. I've been active and not active off and on over the years with Bay City Players for 41 years now. And that's what we need, is people to come in and take those volunteer roles.
So what drew you to the theater?
I did a show in high school, like a lot of kids do. And I think it was called Rebel Without a Cause. There was a movie with James Dean. And I did that show, and it's the old story, the bug bit. When you hear the applause, when you hear the reaction of the audience, like, I got to have more of that. And it kind of defines you over there. When I've had breaks from it, like a few years don't do anything, and as you get older, some of the roles don't appear as much as they used to.
82-year-olds.
Yeah, it's tough to find those roles for older people. Another nice thing about this show, that when you find a role that is good, you get your teeth into it, and you spend some time doing it, that connection with the audience is what really draws you to it. So that's the simple answer. And I did major in it in college, so and it.
You actually majored.
Oh yeah, and it has brought me a lot of benefits over the years, including my spouse of 52 years, whom I met doing a show called, guess what, Dracula. I played Dracula back in college, believe it or not, and I'm a diminutive sort of person.
Was she your creation?
She was. I bit her in the neck with rubber fangs.
Oh, good.
And she's very ticklish. So that was, just to get the curtain closed fast enough so she didn't break out laughing was part of that dynamic. Yeah, so we met in the theater 52 years ago. We got married, so it's been a good run there too.
That's been a real good run. My late wife and I were 57 years, and it's interesting because in this business and in theater business and show business in general, you don't find that longevity. There are a few out there.
Tom Hanks has been married a very long time.
Tom Hanks has been married a long time.
There's a few others. I remember Jimmy Stewart. They had a
Yeah.
long marriage too. Bob Hope and Dolores were married for a long, long time. So yeah, I think some of the old school folks knew what it was all about and maintained their relationships even through the vagaries, if you will, of performing. Some people get gigs, some people don't.
Mark Harmon's another one.
There you go.
Yeah,
I just
Pam Dauber.
I just watched the Stiller and Mira documentary
Yeah.
that Ben did, and I think they were married 62 years.
They were married a long time.
And always didn't get along,
That was part of their shtick.
Exactly. Well, and one of the things about her, I was really surprised to learn, she definitely wanted to be a dramatic actress and did so later in her life. But yeah, the whole thing, I think they were on Ed Sullivan 30 or 35 times,
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
doing their shtick, as you say.
So let's go back to the purpose of the discussion, and that's the jukebox for the Algonquin. How long a production is it?
It runs just about 2 hours and 5 minutes with intermission.
There is a break then.
There is a 15-minute intermission, right? The first act's about an hour, second act
That's pretty long
a little
for
bit
a
less.
stage,
It is pretty long.
production.
It's about a 95, 96-page piece, and if you count on a minute to a minute and a half per page, you're running into a couple hours.
Well, how does one get tickets if one is interested?
BayCityPlayers.com. Make sure you got BayCityPlayers.com. There is an occasional unscrupulous ticket buyer or ticket seller rather out there that kind of gets in between Bay City Players
Oh, really?
and the purchaser. It's happened a few times, so just make sure when you go to Bay City Players, you'll find the website. It's very easy to find, and they're in season 108. Continuous since 1917 right now. It's the oldest continuously operating theater, community theater, one in the country and obviously in the state. They're just about ready to decide on season 109, so they've been working on it for
That's
a
a
long
beautiful
time.
facility.
It is. And I remember starting there back in, like I said, the early 80s, and it's an entirely different place now.
Well, it's I would call it an intimate theater.
It is. Just 300 seats, which is a really good size. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the beauty of community theater.
It is. And as a matter of fact, a lot of our folks buy tickets late now. It's like, I'm going to decide what to do this weekend. One of the reasons I come and do these wonderful interviews with folks like you is to remind people that we're there. We have, I know that there's a person coming to the show who is 100 years old, and she's in a facility like this. She's never been to Bay City Players before in her life. This will be her first show at
Fantastic.
age 100. Yeah. And I know we have some older people come. We call Sunday afternoon kind of the white hair crowd, and that's true because it's a matinee.
Do you have one for the no hair crowd?
No, we don't. Unfortunately, not. We'll have to talk about the leadership about making one of those available for folks. So BayCityPlayers.com, or you can call them at 893-5555.
That's an easy one to remember.
It is.
893-5555. Kurt, it is always a pleasure, my friend. We'll have
Good
do
to
this
see
more
you
often.
again. Yes.
We'll have to just do this just for the fun of it.
There
Talk
you
about
go. We
things.
should just talk stuff.
Talk stuff. We'll make a play out of it. Kurt Miller from the Bay City Players, and the production runs Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7:30 each night. Saturday is a double bill because there's also a matinee at 3 o'clock. And then Sunday there is a 3 o'clock matinee. So you have 5 opportunities to see this great production. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Art.
And we will take a break, come back, and we're going to move over to Frankenmuth, find out what's happening there.
Gotta go.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and we're going to move over now to Frankenmuth, and an event, special event going on in Frankenmuth, and with us to talk about it this morning is Fritz Colma. Fritz, good morning to you.
Hey, Art, how are you, my friend?
I am doing well. Hope you are. Tell everybody who you're with.
We are with Soaring Eagle Water Park and Hotel in Mount Pleasant. We are over here about 2 miles from the casino, Art.
Yeah, and I said Frankenmuth. Duh. I meant
It's okay.
I
Hey,
meant Soaring
it's a great-
Eagle.
It's a great park in Frankenmuth, and we all work together in the state, so nothing but respect.
All right. So first, let's talk just for a minute before we get into the event, the food event you're doing. Tell us a little bit about the water park, where it fits into the Soaring Eagle scheme of things.
Well, the brand Soaring Eagle Properties, Soaring Eagle Entertainment, all work together to offer a comprehensive entertainment package for the entire family. So if mom and dad want to be on the gaming floor over at the casino and resorts, they can certainly be there. And if the kids want to be splashing around in one of the most visited water parks in all of Michigan, they can be over here with us.
Yeah, it's the whole package, isn't it? It's that
it's
hospitality package, start to finish.
Start to finish. Mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, the kids can all have a great time. And it's all within a mile of each other, actually, with a shuttle bus that runs back and forth.
So one of the things that Soaring Eagle, that the tribe itself does, is participate in the community as good community citizens. And that's one of the things you're doing right now that we're going to talk about, isn't it?
Well, community is extremely important to us. From our friends down in Oakland County to our friends over in Kent County, Saginaw, Genesee, and Isabella, we go out of our way to make sure we're supporting the community. And this is one of our favorite things that happens every single year. It's called Splash Away Hunger, which is a food drive to benefit the Isabella Community Soup Kitchen.
And how does it work?
It's very easy. Coming up tomorrow and Friday, Art, all people have to do is come in with 3 non-perishable food items, and you can buy a day pass to the park for $5. And that is good for the whole day. Come on in. It's $5, and you can enjoy yourself. It's always 82 and sunny where we live.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the water park is not on the casino hotel property. It's off property, isn't it?
You're correct. It's about a mile away. We are on Pickard Street, just before the expressway overpass. And we are connected via shuttle bus. We have several properties between us, but it's easy to get back and forth, Art.
And they bring the food to you right there at the water park, right?
Just bring your 3 non-perishable food items into the front desk. The people will be waiting for you up there with a big smile, happy to help, and they'll put a wristband on you, send you into the water park, and you can play the rest of the day.
So we say water park. What's it like in there? What activities are there in a water park for those that have lived in a shell and never been to one?
I understand that question. About 40,000 square feet of indoor water park. We are home to one of the only true surf simulators in the entire state. It's an attraction called Flow Rider. You can learn to surf or boogie board, whichever you prefer. 2 giant water slides. One is about a 60-foot drop. Activity pools for the kids. We have a lazy river for mom and dad to float around, and a couple of different dining options over here for you as well. All you've got to do is show up, and we'll make sure we feed you while you're having fun.
Do you have one of those big buckets that fills up and tips?
470 gallons worth. Absolutely.
I don't want to be under that.
And here's the tip. We have an eagle in the water park, and when you hear that eagle screech, that's when the bucket is going to tip. So if you want to get under there and get the best picture of the kids when they're about to get wet, just listen for that eagle and then start snapping pictures.
What kind of hours does the park operate?
We're open from weekdays. We're open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and on the weekends we're open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Now, is there lodging on the water park site or not?
243 rooms attached to the water park.
Oh, wow.
Another 43 rooms next door.
And then, of course, you can always stay on the casino property, right?
Well, if
no
you
problem.
Had to, I suppose. They've got another 500 rooms over there, so I think they might be able to find space for you.
You think so, huh? You think so? And the water park's open every day of the week.
It is 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We happily take care of a lot of families when they're traveling for the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. We always have great activities planned for the families, and we want to be kind of their home away from home when they're on the road visiting mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back. We're talking to Fritz Coleman from the Soaring Eagle Water Park. What's the official name of the water park?
Soaring Eagle Water Park and Hotel. It always starts with Soaring Eagle.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. All right, hang on, Fritz. We'll be back, and we will be back after these notes. Let me take a moment to talk about your tires. I want to talk about Quick Lane Freeland, part of the McDonald Ford property. They are purveyors of wonderful tires, all of them at just $5 over cost. And you may be asking yourself, is there a difference between the tires I drive in the summer and winter tires? And the answer is yes, and I didn't know this until I heard John from Quick Lane Freeland tell me about it. John, why don't you do that?
Hello, Art. Yes, winter tires are made with a pliable rubber compound that includes silica to stay flexible and maintain grip in freezing temperatures, unlike harder all-season tires which stiffen and lose traction in the cold. This flexible compound allows the tire to better conform to the road surface, providing superior grip and traction on snow and ice to keep you safe.
Well, thanks, John. Appreciate the information. Stop in today, have your tires checked, and take a look at winter tires at Quick Lane Freeland. While you're there, have them check your cooling system, too, because, you know, I've been saying winter is coming. Well, guess what? It's here. It beat us to it. We've had the snow. We've had cold temperatures. Now would be a good time to have your car checked out for the winter season. While you're there, take a look at the Ford products on lot at McDonald Ford, and also they have a complete range of pre-owned vehicles to fit any budget. It's all waiting for you at Quick Lane Freeland and McDonald Ford, ready to serve all of your automotive needs. And remember, all tires just $5 over cost.
Are you ready for the holidays? Painting that one room or hallway is easier than you think, especially with a paint that applies easily and touches up great. That's why Benjamin Moore is perfect for putting those finishing touches on your home. The holidays will be here before you know it, but we can help make your interiors look like new this winter. For all of your Benjamin Moore paint needs, visit Westside Decorating Center at 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township or online at westsidedecoratingcenter.com.
Maybe this is you too.
Talking to Fritz Coleman from the Soaring Eagle Water Park and Lodging. They have a food drive coming up, and it's underway now, isn't it, Fritz? The food drive.
Actually, Art, it starts tomorrow. It will be Thursday
okay.
and Friday, the 13th and the 14th.
So what happens to the food? You collect all this food. Who does it go to?
Isabella Community Soup Kitchen, local soup kitchen here in Mount Pleasant, serving all of Isabella County. The truth of the matter is that every year about this time going into the holidays, there's a need for food, as Soup Kitchen will also provide meals during the holiday period. And this year particularly, there's a bigger need with all of the craziness that's going on in the world. And we're aiming to load a huge box truck, and usually we do. We take the box truck and we weigh it before we fill it with food, and then we're going to weigh it after we fill it and see how much we raised.
How many pounds of food you delivered, huh?
Yes, sir. And usually we'll do we do thousands of pounds a year.
And the need is constant. It's unfortunate to say, but it's true.
It is. It's a year-round demand. I stopped over at the Soup Kitchen a couple of days ago to talk with them about this event, and it was packed. It was full. There is always a demand in the community, and I think this year more than ever, there's a little bit more of a demand out there.
And we should point out, when we talk about community, you're talking about that whole region. You're not just talking about the tribal reservation.
That's absolutely correct. We will the Soup Kitchen itself serves all of Isabella County, and that's our goal, is to be good community neighbors to everyone. For instance, during the Flint water crisis, when that first blew up, we loaded up trucks with over 1,000 cases of bottled water and drove them down to Flint.
I remember that.
To donate. So we do our best to be a part of all of the communities that are so kind as to come and visit us throughout the year.
And there are lots of them. And
lots
you know,
of them. Yeah.
It's interesting how big a destination Mount Pleasant and Soaring Eagle have become. I mean, it's pretty amazing the size of that campus out there now.
Well, we do at the water park about 150 to 175,000 guests a year. We have served guests from every county in the state and every state in the union, including Alaska and Hawaii. And that's just us. The casino puts through about 1 million